From the very first moment that we stepped onto Indian soil, we felt ourselves welcomed, for the people of India are very open and friendly. We landed in Chennai at 2:30 a.m. and we were met by Mario, pastor in India, and Joaquin, pastor and overseer of the missions of work in India, Philippines, and Hong Kong, and we were taken straight to the family's house in Ponram, Chennai. Remar India has 3 houses in Chennai. They are all within walking distance of each other in a Christian district. In the morning, we were woken up to the sound of loud music coming from a nearby house where an opening ceremony was being held. There we met the whole spiritual family. We were captivated by the children at first sight. The young girls, one of them is the daughter of Mario and Asha, are very straightforward and sincere. They all served us as though we were royalty. They didn't even want us to wash our own clothes. They always had breakfast, lunch, and dinner ready for us. And from time to time, they would serve us ginger tea with milk. Delicious. They are very humble women, full of love. In the evening was a church meeting, and we were very impressed by how they prayed, especially the children. They knelt down, praying and singing to God with their hearts that only children have, full of trust and faith. During the preaching, they listened very attentively to what Joaquin said, and each and every one of them brought their own Bible to read. I could not stop myself from weeping at the sight of these children, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 years old, seeking God in this way. This one experience alone is something which we shall always remember in our hearts and minds. We had the pleasure of meeting with Gautam, who is prepared to donate to Remar part of his land for the construction of a ranch with various workshops. He invited us to accompany him to his home at Kodaikanal, about 10 hours from Chennai. We were fascinated to see how many people there were along the motorways and high roads, very different from Europe, where you see many people inside their cars or at the petrol station, but apart from that, there is no tarmac, trees or vehicles. There is a population of 2 million in India, and so it's not surprising to see people everywhere. During this journey, we were able to observe great contrast between the rich and the poor. On the one hand, you see many people earning a living by selling coconuts, peanuts, papayas, etc. They are happy people, and once you have gained their confidence, you can quickly be friends with them. On the other hand, you see huge palaces built of marble and enormous modern schools of engineering. Gautam told us that there was no much problem with drugs, but alcohol was a very big problem. I remember one man who at 6 o'clock in the morning was finishing off a bottle of whiskey, staggering along for as long as he could, and then lying down under a bench to sleep. We gave him our sandwiches since he was unable to understand much of what we were trying to say to him. In Kodaikanal, we met Gautam's sister. She set up a pottery organization in 1982. She found a potter who then taught several people the different techniques, and when they began to make good products at a constant rate, they opened a shop to sell their wares. With the profits from the sales, they were able to finance the schooling of several children. There are many organizations like this in India. Maybe not all of them pottery orientated, but all of them using the profits to help children with their studies or other needs. In her house, there were also women who served us meals, drinks, of tea, and etc. She explained to us that there is a good tradition in India. The more privileged people who have few financial worries take into their homes women with families to work as servants, and in exchange, they build them a house for the whole family. These women do the cleaning, cook the meals, look after the garden, and in exchange, they have their own little house. And if they have children, then the owner also finances their schooling. In this way, they help one another. We enjoyed very much being with her. India is a country which is developing very rapidly, but the problem of corruption continues as ever. This means that the brothers have to pay very high taxes when they come to collect a container of humanitarian aid goods from the port. Every time a container arrives from Remar, UK, there is a celebration amongst the brothers and sisters living in Chennai. With the plot of ground which they plan to donate to the Remar ministry, we shall be able to build a wonderful community. We want to make an appeal to any bricklayers, plumbers, welders, etc. to help out for a time with the construction of the various homes. Any donations of tools will also be a great blessing because out there, everything is much more expensive than in Europe. India is a wonderful country, but with many needs. And there are many ways in which one can help with the missions work in India. 6-month visas are usually granted, and so there is a possibility of spending that time as a volunteer worker with Remar. We packed our cases with a lot of underwear for the children and the women, and we also took shampoos, shower gels, conditioners, and body creams. You can also donate your tithes. And of course, you can sponsor any one of these precious children. There are 15 or more of them, so plenty to choose from, although each and every one of them is very special. For us, this visit was a very special and unforgettable experience. It has taught us to be more grateful every day for the many things that we have, and also that it's not really so important to have the latest model of everything, and that you don't need to have a lot of money in order to be happy. For true happiness comes from God alone, and God wants us to stretch out our hands to help the most underprivileged ones and the orphans and widows.
Jesus in the morning, Jesus in the noon, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus when the sun goes down.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.